Have the Kansas City Chiefs just found the formula to dismantle the Jaguars on Monday Night Football? Explosion on the field. But also behind the scenes, a bet made in the newsroom became a victory ritual for Chiefs Kingdom. And who would have thought, my friends, even a rival had to make good on a promise with a boot on national television. Yes, this week began with teasing, laughter, and a reminder. When the Chiefs take the field, even the inside bets change course. Joey Peterson, a Ravens reporter, had to make good on his promise and turn himself in after the Week 4 loss. He came in with his head down, admitted the victory was dominated by the Chiefs, and blurted out, "See you in the championship game." The message was delivered, and the spirit of rivalry only grows. And before we dive into this NFL Week 5 preview, a special break for you fans. We're just 12 subscribers away from reaching the historic 73,500 channel subscribers mark. You could be the one that takes the community to the next level. Like the video, comment your prediction for the game, and subscribe now to experience every step of the season with me. Because here in Chiefs Kingdom, every week is a battle we win together. Now, let's get on the field. Week 5 presents a curious scenario. On one side, the Chiefs are dealing with a notable update on the injury front. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes has been officially listed on the injury report with a groin injury, though he was a full participant in practice and is expected to play. The only other limitation is cornerback Christian Fulton, who was limited in practice. On the other side, the Jaguars are carrying a seemingly endless list of injuries. The most significant name, Travon Walker, the former number 1 pick in the draft. He underwent wrist surgery and is still being considered for Monday Night Football. But let's be honest, how much can a recently operated player really hold off Patrick Mahomes? The streak of bad luck doesn't stop there. Jacksonville is also dealing with Devin Lloyd, Ezra Cleveland, Gabe Davis, and rookie Mawson Smith, who are still not fully fit. And the offense, which could gain extra speed with Brian Thomas Jr., the LSU speedster who impressed at the Combine, may also be missing key pieces. All of this leaves the team with key players in doubt. On our side, Andy Reid began this week's press conference with a smile, confirming full participation in practice for most of the roster, including Mahomes despite the groin concern. It's health, it's confidence, and yes, it's also luck. Because in American football, injuries are part of the game and often come down to luck. Even so, the Jaguars are looking dangerous. The team's offensive engine is Travis Etienne. He's already racked up 394 yards on 65 carries, averaging over 6 yards per attempt, the third best running back in the league so far. And with 2 touchdowns, he's the fuel that keeps Jacksonville going under Doug Peterson, the head coach hailed as an offensive mind. And while Etienne shines, the same can't be said for Trevor Lawrence. The truth is harsh. The quarterback hasn't really clicked in 2025. His numbers tell the story: 58.3% completion rate, 845 yards, less than 6 per attempt, with just 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. The most frightening statistic comes from PFF. 0 big-time throws this season. None. And how to explain it? Part of the problem is his, yes, but the other part is glaring. The worst receiving core in the NFL so far. 13 drops in 4 games. 13 moments when the fans held their breath and watched the ball hit the ground. Brian Thomas Jr., the first-round rookie alone, has 3 of those errors. Of 31 passes thrown to him, only 12 were completed. Only 164 total yards. An average of 5.2 yards per target. Lawrence's frustration is palpable. How can you command an orchestra if the instruments don't respond? Chiefs versus Jaguars is more than a quarterback duel. It's the clash between a conductor without instruments and a genius conducting the NFL's greatest offensive symphony. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes is coming off the AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. He is the epitome of difference, even while managing that groin injury. On our side, confidence and execution. On theirs, improvisation and insecurity. But we can't ignore that in American football, a single play changes everything. Imagine one missed drop, an explosive run by Etienne, or even a mistake on our part. It's on this razor's edge that the NFL writes stories. And speaking of stories, the Travon Walker drama deserves attention. Wrist surgery, possibility of playing in less than a week. Doug Peterson assures he can play. But how much is bravery and how much is desperation? If he doesn't play, Eric Armstead takes over. But then, Chiefs Kingdom, the abyss opens up. Just 4 pressures in 70 snaps, 0 stops against the run. Jacksonville's defense without Walker loses strength, loses impact, loses respect. Even with these weaknesses, the Jaguars' defense still boasts impressive numbers. Only 233 passing yards per game and 59% completions against them. But here's the context. So far, they've faced Bryce Young, Jake Browning, a struggling CJ Stroud, and an injured Brock Purdy. They haven't faced any elite quarterbacks, and they haven't faced Patrick Mahomes. That will be the big test. When we look at each position, the contrast becomes clear. Leading the offense, there's no debate. Mahomes is untouchable. At running back, Etienne gives Jacksonville the edge, but at wide receiver, the balance returns to us. Travis Kelce maintains supremacy in the tight end group, and the Chiefs' offensive line is still more consistent at pass blocking. On defense, without Walker, our DL outperforms theirs. At linebacker, Jacksonville has the upper hand, but at corners and safeties, Kansas City commands respect. All in all, 7-2 in our favor. 7 sectors where the Kansas City Chiefs are superior. Only 2 that lean toward Jacksonville. That's the picture of the matchup. And if their record is 3-1 against ours, just look at the opponents we've faced to understand the difference. They haven't been truly tested yet. We have the chance to prove the difference on Monday Night Football. And to close, a special memory. The running back with 100-yard games in the Mahomes era is Damian Williams. The forgotten hero of the 2020 Super Bowl still holds that record. And it shows how inconsistent our RB room has been in recent years. At the same time, it's a reminder that moments of glory can come from where you least expect them. Explosion on the field, Chiefs Kingdom. This Monday Night Football isn't just another game. It's proof of health, proof of greatness, proof that the Kansas City Chiefs are on the right track toward another title, even with Mahomes nursing that groin injury. Now, I want to hear from you. Is this duel against Jacksonville a sure thing or a dangerous trap? Comment below. Like if you believe Mahomes will shine once again. And of course, subscribe to the channel to experience this journey with me, game by game. Because this isn't just the NFL. It's the new Kansas City Chiefs. It's heart, it's history, it's passion. Go Chiefs!